Hey guys. All right, I'm okay. I'm like, I thought I was set up on the right thing. Okay, everybody, how's everyone doing? What's going on? Happy Sunday, y'all. Um, y'all, I feel like I'm at my old job because I used to stand up all day at my stand-up desk, and I raised up my desk so I could stand up because when I sit down, I'm on the camera like this. Wait. Even though my chair is super high, it's like I guess it needs to sit up like a little bit higher because I don't like the way when I sit down, I'm sitting down like so low. You can just like it's like, "Hi guys." I don't like it. Anyway, so I have to stand up the whole time. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Welcome back. Yes, welcome back, welcome back. We have some questions and we haven't done addressing the comments in a long time. So I was like, let's do some addressing the comments. I'll drop the call in. Um, I think I told you guys, I hope I saved it. I don't know if I saved it or not. I might have to wait because I didn't queue it up before. I might not, I may save. I had something I wanted to play, but I didn't get it ready, and I don't know if I'm going to readily find it. And I just figured we would talk for a minute and answer some questions because a lot of you guys have a lot to say. So, anyway, I was live earlier and we got to talking like we always do, but there are new people here. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to everybody new. If this is your first time here, welcome. Don't be shy. Come to the chat. We don't bite. Um, any of those things. Um, Make sure to subscribe. Make sure your notifications are set. A picture of the attorney is already getting me. What? Oh, I thought that was so funny. Like when I it's like it's him. You know what I'm saying? It's giving. I don't Mr. Riggins, girl, Mr. Riggins. I don't know. I wonder if he's the man. Him and that lady. I forget what that lady's name. This is just water. I don't know what you guys are drinking, but I'm drinking some water. Okay. Um Mr. Riggins is giving Shay D, right? Let me get to my YouTube monitor. Uh Y'all had some questions for me today. Let's see. I was thinking about video, but I don't feel like it tonight. Okay, here I am. Let me drop the link. I'll pin it up top. Okay. We got to stay on topic because there's some look, I don't think look, how can I say this nice? We may go off topic sometimes, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? If the topic police are here, you might want to go. If you are somewhat of like a topic police person and you feel a way because something just went off topic, it's going to be all right. Okay? It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right and it's going to be okay. Okay? It's going to be all right. You sent me an email on LX3 about what? Is it on topic or a different topic? Because if it's on Love Lies and Lace Fronts, it might not be on this topic, right? Hold on. Let's see. Let's I don't no. Okay. we'll look at that another time. I don't I'm not going to say anything about it, but um okay. I don't like to I don't really take other people's tea. You guys know that about me. Um I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just started. What time is this? You know what I'm saying? I have to look at stuff before I show it. And some people are very strange, and I don't like to get involved with strange people. My experience on YouTube with strange other YouTubers, baby, I don't. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So let's table that, and we'll look at it. I'll look at it later, and then we have the whole between what's today? Today's the 2nd and March 7th. So give me a day, give me some time after this to look at it. I can't jump from pillar to post, especially when I haven't seen it. So thank you for sending me something, but I'm not gonna look at it because I already know from where it came and I already got questions. So I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna keep it very cute because some people out here are crazy. Okay. I heard somewhere that Jarvis gave up his rights so the lawyer speaks for him. Well, most people who have an attorney allow their attorney to speak for them. You know what I mean? So I don't know that that's like, or you know what I mean? Most lawyers, especially, I don't want to say especially when you're guilty, but that's what you pay them for. If you notice yesterday when we watched the landlord said, and the defendant is standing mute today. She's standing mute because I'm here to talk for her, right? If the defendant were pro se, then they would speak up for themselves. Um, so most defendants need to keep quiet. If you are being represented by a lawyer, then the lawyer will speak with the judge and the other attorneys on your behalf. So I would say that's probably true. Yes. Um let's see. And Mocha Wine, one last thing. I think I know what you're talking about, and I haven't even had a chance to look into that today. I meant to do a search to see if I could find that information because I don't like to speak on anything I have not verified, and I don't like to drop other people's tea. So we're gonna leave that right there. After I have a chance to verify it for myself, then I can come with my findings on that. But mm-mm. Uh, but thank you for sending that. Okay. Um, okay. I did drop the call in. Okay, we have a call in. Hey, boo. Please don't say any names of any other channels, please. Okay. Hey, boo.
Hey, Francois, how you doing? Who's your
Give
game?
me just a second so I can add a bubble. So
Okay,
I can give you a bubble. How do I do? Okay. Oh, you got a big bubble. Okay, hold on.
a bubble butt.
Let me put a little bubble right here for when I have a guest. The guest bubble. You'll be right here next to Jarvis. I'm sorry.
Oh, please.
Boo, boo, Jarvis. No, just kidding. Okay, here you go. Okay, you're on the scene. Yes.
Yeah, if you would have read the end of it, I said I know you don't.
No, but don't
No,
say any names
no, I'm
because
not saying any
okay,
names.
okay, okay.
I say I know you don't like to react on other reactors or
No,
rely
I
on
don't.
other
I don't.
reactors, but I'm hoping that you could get some good receipts for us.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want your good receipts for that.
Thank you. You're so sweet. Um, I did I heard of that yesterday and I looked into it and I thought it was interesting because when I did look up cases,
Hmm.
paternity cases, I only looked as it pertained to Jarvis. I did not search out the individual mothers
Oh yeah,
to
yeah.
see what else they had going on. Specifically the auntie. Um and I thought for a second, "Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting." But I totally forgot to even check that out today because I was brain dead last night by the time I went to sleep. Because girl, uh I was trying to find a couple of other things out here.
Y-
So,
Yeah, so
but
the
yeah, no,
clip.
I it's interesting. But is it surprising?
No, no, not at all. So just off of that, but the testimony that I sent you for Lieutenant Harris, that's that's the one where I was like, I think about a week ago we were confused about the laptops, how many she had, the tablets or whatever.
Lieutenant Harris. Are you talking is that the guy who was not the guy who was retiring, but he worked for Detroit Public Schools?
So Wolf was the one that was retiring, and then it got passed down to Lieutenant George Harris, I believe.
Yeah, so I know which one you're talking about.
Okay,
Okay,
so
he wasn't retiring, but he was still working for the school system. Okay. Yes, I know
he
which one you're
was
talking about.
he was the safety liaison or some shit.
So how many laptops, how many tablets? She had two.
She had two. So I was looking for the testimony where Annette said that she had bought her one for either her birthday or Christmas.
I think her mother gave her a tablet or her mother gave her a phone. There was something else that was in play that was registered when when they looked at who it was registered to or who had purchased it. It was Kenyatta Harris.
I
So I
think
don't
that was the
know.
phone.
Okay, that's the phone.
Because I remember Annette testifying, and I just had time to like go through looking for. It took me forever to find the resource officer Harris's testimony because I was like, I remember him saying that he retrieved her school laptop from the locker and gave it over to the authorities, but the one that Shannon had charged up and went through was the tablet that she had at home, because we were kind of wondering like, okay, if her tablet, we thought it was a school tablet, was at home, that meant that she had to have gone home. But I just wanted to, kind of bring that out, that it was two separate devices, because I think we went
Mhm.
back and forth about that for a while.
So you said school laptop, you mean the school tablet? She had left
Hmm.
the school tablet at school.
Yep, she had left it at
Okay,
school
so
in the locker.
okay. All right, that's good. And we still don't know if she went home or not. Cuz
We
it's
don't.
possible for someone who has some independence to be able to go in a house
Unnoticed.
and go out. Well, not even so much unnoticed to your point, but not necessarily trying to be unnoticed. Just I went in, I dropped my I did whatever. I'm not talking about Naziyah specifically. I'm just talking about a teenager. Went inside, put on their play clothes, and went
And went back
outside. And
outside.
then, right, that happens. But I don't know if that's what happened
Yeah, I
on
don't
that
think
day,
I
right? We
really
don't
don't
know.
think I really don't think so. Um it just takes me back to the ring camera footage. It takes me back to the footage of her on the school bus, and it was obvious that she did not have the same clothes on that was retrieved by the Rogue River or wherever it was on 7 Mile and
Rouge,
Bird.
yeah, the
It
Rouge.
just, yeah, but the thing about it is like the onesie in itself, it could have been worn underneath, but just
Yeah,
based
it's
on
cold.
the ring camera footage, it's hard to tell. She looked like she just had on skinny jeans, but then again, like I've worn leggings under,
Kids
pants or
double up
whatever.
clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Especially
That's
think
the
of Michigan.
boys.
Michigan's
Yeah.
very cold.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But I don't know, something tells me, because the thing that's missing for me
Also,
is,
if she was trying to conceal a pregnancy, maybe she was trying to wear it as a little bit of compression
yes, yes,
or
yeah,
just not so much conceal, but she's very young. She's 13.
yes,
So she could have, it could have been to conceal, but it could have also just, and then also if you've ever been pregnant, which I know you've got kids,
hmm,
that compression also helps the discomfort of your belly. I know
yes,
once I got to be about 6 months and my belly started to get extra heavy,
hmm.
I needed something to hold it up
I did
because
wear
it
one
was
of
making me
those.
not be able to breathe. Yeah, it was like
Yes, I
kind of
did wear
like
one
a
of those
tube
things to
top
hold
type
my
thing.
stomach.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I remember
So
that.
we don't know how far along she was, but we do if you heard
So I'm
the
glad you
text
said
messages,
that.
she talked about discomfort.
Yeah,
And
I'm
most of
glad you
us
said that.
experience some discomfort when you're pregnant, right?
Yeah,
She
I'm
was a
glad
young
you said
girl
that.
and nobody was sharing any information with her. She was pretty much trying to figure it
Figured
out
out
as
herself.
a baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I remember my all of my pregnancies, and it was the second trimester that became physically uncomfortable for me. You know what I mean? Back hurting, unable to bend over and tie my shoes. So when she was saying that she couldn't do PE and she was going to fail, it just puts me in the mind. I think that conversation was about September ish.
Mhm.
She had to have been at least 4 months along. And just looking at her picture when she went missing, that that reminded me of when I was in my going into my third trimester of pregnancy, where my face changed, my nose got bigger, my skin got weird. I never had acne, but I had darkness in my skin. And if you just
Mhm.
notice the way her complexion changed from September to January, her face got super round. I just honestly see, I'm with Brent. I believe she was about 6 to 7 months along.
Very sad. Very, very, very sad. So, uh
Because we're thinking about June. I want to say it was June of 2023 where they had their first conversations about Plan Bs. And then she was pressuring him for a pregnancy test. I want to say it was in around that same time. And then she said, "You can buy Plan Bs, but you can't buy me a pregnancy test."
because he's a bum. She
He's a
didn't she
bum.
didn't realize that he was a bum on so many levels. We don't even know if she really understood to the magnitude of what was going on. Like, he's really not picking you. He is
Using you.
manipulating
Yeah.
you. She didn't understand that, and there was nobody
I feel bad. The baby was looking for
helping
the
her.
love she couldn't get from home. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And he
Yeah.
came in there and swooped down on her like a vulture, and made her feel special in a way that she said that he was the only one that understood her, that she could the only one she could talk to. And it's sad to me that she gave her all to him. Now, the okay, so
Yeah, she didn't understand. She was not able to conceptualize how he got her
worried me.
into a bad situation with her own family. Because also, on top of that, he put her in a position to be disloyal
Mm-hmm.
to her own family. And I'm sure that would have caused some sort of strife between her and her aunt, especially when the aunt found out. And we don't really know when she found out. Um, it's hard to believe that she saw the text messages when she um like, all the time that she was gone. This is the first time you're charging up the tablet when they're coming to pick it up. I believe Shannon and Annette are nosy as fuck, and they knew. They saw those text messages before.
Yes.
um
Because Shannon testified. Remember, she said she sent that whole message to him saying that she went into her Instagram and what's these messages about? She don't know what she can
yeah,
believe.
but that
Just
was
stay
like that
away.
was sometime after she was already gone. That was in January of
Oh, was
24.
it?
Yeah. I think that
I
was a
still
cover
don't
up.
believe. I
Imma
still
be
don't
honest.
believe
I
they
think
didn't
it
know.
was, "Hey, Jarvis, okay, this is what Imma do. Imma play like we broke up because, I got these 5 kids and you gonna do this damn thing by yourself." Um, I think that was somewhat of a cover up. Why does it matter at that point when he's staying over at one
Wilshire,
lady's house, Wilshire? He's over there with Tashiana. He just had a baby with, of course, my notebook's not out in here. The short one with the pixie
Letitia,
cut.
whatever. Yeah.
No, not Lucretia. The
Lu-
Blue Centra with the Centra.
yeah.
Centra and the son and the daughter. Um, he's everywhere.
Yeah. It's
He's
awful.
everywhere.
It's
So
awful.
you're mad because of, like, of course, you know what? I could see her being in a rage over finding out about Naziyah. if that's when she found out, because she's angry about everybody else. That's
Yeah.
what I think. She took out, if Shannon took out her anger, she took it out on Naziyah because of all his bullshit.
Yeah.
He had too many, he had way too many women for her to just be mad at Naziyah. All them damn babies he had.
Yeah. All them
Come
women's
on,
he had.
stop it. You just mad, like that was the cherry on top, unfortunately. And that's Jarvis's fault because he put her in that position. He should have never, you don't mess with family, but he messed with her sister. So why not? If the sister, if he could mess with Marquita and then mess with Shannon, and everybody's getting pregnant at 11 and 12 and 13 years old in that family anyway. The mama done got pregnant early,
Yeah.
the twins,
Yeah.
he had a baby
Kenyatta.
early, you know, everybody's acting like it's damn 1800s and people getting pregnant, you
At
know what I'm saying?
13,
Like just
as soon as they get their cycle.
okay.
And
Or like
another
they live out in Utah somewhere.
right. The other thing is, and I mean, I may get some pushback on this. I do not believe that King had anything to do with any of this, because he mentioned that they were rushing back from Ypsilanti and he had to get home because he was on tether. And I believe he left them there at the shop alone. I don't believe he had anything to do with it, while, other people are saying that they believe he was involved. I don't think he
I
was.
don't think he's beyond it though. I
But
mean,
I
he
do
may
think,
not have, but he's in prison right now for
mhm,
beating up a pregnant woman.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's not above. I mean, have felony charges for prison for beating up a pregnant woman,
yeah.
I would imagine it was probably pretty bad. So I don't, some of these guys are legit cold-hearted killers.
Yeah, and
So
he's a low life in my eyes, because
mhm.
to me, a man, any upstanding man, would not be associated with a PDF file. You know what I mean? They would not be associated with it. And if they knew that that was his jacket, why would they allow young girls to be around in the shop? So to that point, I say that yes, he may have been in a position where he he allowed the bullshit to happen in the shop. And as far as Jarvis's sister, I mean, she's guilt plagued right now, because she knows that she saw that girl the last day that she possibly was alive, and she knew what her brother was made of. And for her to see this young girl getting in and out of her car, you know what, why wouldn't you say something, like do something?
Well, she asked who she was, and he said that's Cordell's niece.
But still, even if you know your brother is a weirdo like that, why is she getting in and out of your car? Why isn't she getting in and out of King's car if that's his niece? I mean, she should have asked more questions other than what she did ask. And when I saw the footage of how close the gas station was connected to the shop, I'm like, it was like right there. Maybe Nizea was going in and out of the gas station to throw up or whatever. I believe they had already given her whatever they had given her, um, the antifreeze or whatever they claimed they had given her. But I don't know. I just feel like so many people turned a blind eye to it. And I mean, from the family up in Ypsilanti that saw this little girl with these two grown ass men, you know.
I mean, it's not uncommon for children to be with men. Like, let's normalize that there are normal people out here, normal men who respect their children, other people's children, and young ladies. I mean, that is
Agree,
real. Every man out here is not a pervert.
agree.
I want to make sure that we make sure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because that's we can't as women live in a world where we're afraid of men. But at the end of the day, the woman asked the question, who's this girl? And someone said, and Jarvis said, my niece. And
yeah,
most people who are living normally take that answer for, there's plenty of kids that run with their uncles, and there's nothing strange going on, especially if a father is not there or a father is deceased, or you know what I mean, for whatever reason. They just, I mean, there are people who have normal functional relationships with children. But yes, Jarvis as a sex offender should not have been
I,
trusted. So I
I
don't really expect the people in Ypsilanti to know. But Jarvis's sister, when she asked who's the little girl, and he said that's King's niece, it would be kind of out of place for her to say, "Hey King, is that really your niece, or is that somebody with my brother?" Cuz that that's kind of like, well, what the, you know what I'm saying? That's
the
you,
next
I mean,
question should have
unless
been,
you think your
why is
brother
she
is
in and out of your car?
I get it, but we she didn't know what was going to happen.
True.
You know, she didn't know what was going to happen. Hindsight's 2020, but we have to give her a little bit of slack. The fact that she has connected him is major. The
Your hair
fact
looks
that
so
she can,
cute.
you think so? Thank
I
you.
love it up
Um,
like that.
thank you. I'm looking for a picture at the gas station. I have one, but I didn't load it onto this deck. Um, but yeah, I think she contributed a lot, and I know she probably really feels bad, but at a certain point, you gotta trust people, and Jarvis could be one of these manipulator types to make people feel sorry for him, that nobody ever wants to give him a second chance, and people doubt him, but rightfully so, they probably should, but at the end of the day, maybe she was just like, "That's what he said, and I trusted him and I believed him." And now she knows that he is a certified liar and you can't believe anything Jarvis says. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I hope she's not running around with too much guilt because she didn't know. This
Yeah.
is the gas station behind us. Look behind. Hold on, let me move you out the way.
Yeah, where the two double bay doors are, where it says auto and oil, the the gas station is like right next to it.
Mhm. That's a gasoline truck, right? There's a Sitco,
Mm-hmm.
there's the spot, the two bays, and then there's the oil change place, I guess, next door or whatever I don't know what else was next door. Get a
Just
car
says
wash, something like
auto and
that.
oil. Yeah, the car wash.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just it's sad. It's just sad. And when I think about what this little girl went through in her final hours, is it just breaks
Yeah. Well, we don't know what
her.
happened. We can only imagine.
Yeah.
Um, I wonder if he did give her antifreeze because we've seen people who've had been poisoned from antifreeze over a period of
Yeah.
time, and that being doubled over with
I've
pain.
watched I've watched
Um,
murder
I've
mysteries like that.
yeah.
And it takes time, like 48 to 72 hours, for it to really start making you feel ill. I remember watching this woman that poisoned her husband, who was a firefighter. She poisoned him that way, giving him sweet
When
tea.
she giving it to, yeah, sweet tea, or like, yeah, it was a drink,
Yeah, or a
over a
smoothie or
period of
something
time.
over a period of time. Got sick at school on the floor. I'm wondering if they had already started giving it to her, because that was the same day.
Well, I'm surprised she wasn't throwing up then, because a lot of times the people start throwing up with the antifreeze poisoning. But she could have been and thought it was her, from her pregnancy.
Pregnancy.
If
Yeah.
she had one of those first trimesters where she had experienced all that throwing up, as some people get.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm one of those. I didn't know I was pregnant until like a week before my second trimester. I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
found out I was
I
like
knew
almost
early
12
with all
weeks.
of my pregnancies, because I have this weird thing where I can't stand the smell of smoke. And it would always tell me, like, if I was around somebody that smoked, it would always clue me in that I was pregnant. Like, so I was finding out my first 2 weeks early on in my pregnancies. But yeah, I just, when I think about all of my pregnancies and what I went through. And I just remember not being able to bend over and tie my shoes and being uncomfortable bending over. It just puts me in the mind of second trimester, maybe beginning late second trimester, maybe beginning of third trimester, where she was telling him that she was going to fail.
Mm.
PE.
Her gym class.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
Well,
love.
I'm going to get into some of these questions. Thank
Okay.
you, Mocha, for coming up. I will look at what you sent me and then I'll get back with you on it.
Yes, ma'am. All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Take care. Okay, the call in is linked above. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to show your face. Okay. So if you are I put up a short earlier today and I asked for comments. So if you look at the last short that I published, you can follow along at these questions. One person said I believe they helped. So basically in my short I was asking like what's your theory? What do you guys think? Whoever said who helped them paint the sign, it looks like the person spelled it AWTO, doesn't it? Don't you think that someone possibly spelled it with a W and they were like, damn it, that's a U? Aw, like awful, aw. Like, look, some people are spelling phonetically, so they probably were like aw, like awesome, awful, all of those things, rather than auto. Okay, auto. Yes. Okay. Okay. So let me see if I got more. Okay. All right. I definitely think Shannon and Annette know exactly what happened. I don't think Annette had a physical hand in it, but this is coming from Obsessed with the Mess. I don't know if Obsessed with the Mess is here right now. But she says, I definitely think Shannon and Annette know exactly what happened. I don't think Annette had a physical hand in it, but 100% think she knows exactly what happened or what the plan was before it happened, maybe the mastermind. Shannon, I'm on the fence about. I'm not sure if she physically helped or she just went or she knew what Jarvis was doing to or did do. I don't think Cordell had anything to do with it, but he's shady as hell, or for knowing Jarvis was hanging out with kids and not speaking up. Cordell, above anyone, I think, should have had an idea that when Naziyah and the girls were there, that something was going on that shouldn't have been going on. Because if they're going in the back room where the mattress is, does that make sense? I'll give you guys a full view. Hold on. Uh Let me go right here. Girl, look at the gas station. So when Jarvis's sister says she was parked out front and I don't know where she would have been parking. I guess they said they told her to mark an X where she was. And then they went into that door right there to go in to go use the bathroom because the bathroom, I guess, was in the gas station part. Um, and they said Naziyah kept walking in. You know how kids are about going to the candy store, buying some sweets, buying a snack. Plus, if in fact she was pregnant, she might have been hungry. Also, it was dinner time. I'm sure it was it was getting to be dinner time. Oh, that's the travel in right there, like you guys said. That's the travel in, but that's not the park crest, right? Travel in is right there. Oh, so he could like walk across the street. Hold on a second. Let me pull up a Google map. I know the park crest wasn't far away, was it? Um Travel in. So it was on the back side. It was on the across the street from the back side of the gas station, somewhere on Harper. Okay, let's see. Oh Jesus. I would cry If I had to spend the night there, baby, I would be crying. Hell, that would be a hell to the no, to the no, no, no. Okay. um, Let me show y'all something. So what is this? Is this Yelp? Y'all look at the Yelp page. Um, so this is oh, hold on. This is the Yelp page, right? Look, so that's the travel in, not the park crest, right? Look at that second picture on the profile. Why would she put that on there? That's a if that gives a clue, that's the travel in, but I think they said the park crest. So, girl, a mess. She's trying to be she's trying to advertise. She looked like she was advertising. Is in another city, but on the same street about 3 miles east. Yeah, the park crest is different. I showed you guys the park crest the other day. Uh, Hold on. The park crest is where that was where it was said to have occurred. Um, let's see. It's on Harper, but it's like they said it's further down the street. Let me find it. Mm-mm-mm. Is it on TripAdvisor? I don't know who would be booking this on TripAdvisor. But the reviews say it gets the job done. Um, do they have a Facebook page? What? Parkcrest. Let's see if they have photos. No photos. Obviously not. Um, all right. I don't have it pulled up yet. I would have to search for it real quick. I know I can find it on maps. You guys saw it the other day. Okay, so what do you think about let me put up a poll real quick. Okay, so there's a couple of other questions that I do want to ask because there were some questions. So I asked some questions and there were some people who had some really good answers. So I do want to get back to those. Um Jarvis, but hold on a second. Let me just Do you think he acted alone? Do you think any one of the ladies There was one person that the detective said they called her for an interview, but she never showed up. Acted alone, acted with Cordell. Cordell had to be home, which would mean the time that they left Ypsilanti, he may not have had time, but he could have helped him the following day. Um, okay. Okay, Jarvis Butts acted alone, acted with Cordell, uh, acted with Shannon and Annette, and Shannon knows everything. Shannon and possibly Cordell. His eyebrows let you know something wasn't right about it. Let me get back to these comments. Okay, so obsessed with the mess. Okay, obsessed with the mess also said, I want to know what you think about some people saying they think either Naziah's body was found or she's still alive somewhere based on cousin Roxy's new change of heart, turning on Mark D and telling everybody to stop searching. Do you think she was found? Or if so, wouldn't law enforcement update the public? Okay. So that's a lot of questions in one. If you're looking for these questions, they're in hold on, let me I can show my screen. Hold on. You going to bed? Just a second, guys. Let me say goodnight to my daughter. All right, let me make this bigger. Okay. Okay, just so you guys know I'm reading real questions because I'm sure someone out there is like, yeah. People always have something to say. Um, where's the one? Okay, here it goes. This is the last one I just asked. This one right here. Okay. What do I want to know what you think about some people saying they think Naziah's body was found or she's still alive? First of all, this is what I'm gonna say about her still being alive. So I don't know. I mean, we don't know. And I think she already went up the hall, but I'll let her know. Thank you. You're so sweet. Um, I think law enforcement have a murder charge, and I don't think they don't, I just want to believe that they don't just throw murder charges out. And I'm thinking that the murder charge is the murder charge. So I'm going to go with the law enforcement of Michigan, of the city of Detroit, feel that there is adequate reason to have someone sitting in jail on a murder charge. Because if you think of all of the people, like for instance, oh, I remember why I was telling you guys a story earlier today. I got off on that topic. There was a guy who just lost his son. I'm not going to tell you guys the whole story again. I talked about it earlier. Anyway, he went to like a law enforcement convention or something, and he met, is it Adam Walsh? No, Adam. He met the guy from America's Most Wanted, okay, whose son got abducted. And for years and years and years, do you know that they would not declare his son dead until they finally found the body? Like his son literally vanished. No, nothing. Adam Walsh, right? Um, and it was years and years and years and years. So they don't, like, I know we're seeing this happen pretty quick, but to declare someone dead or to put murder charges out, and for all intents and purposes, that's what they believe, then that's what they believe. You know what I mean? I don't think I think Detroit probably has, just like most major cities, has plenty of homicide work to do. And I mean that respectfully. Every city has problems with homicides, right? I don't think they would just want to add an additional one just because they feel like, well, I think we're good. We've looked enough. You know what I mean? If they didn't have enough evidence to support a murder, then they wouldn't be taking this guy to trial. So, what do I think? I think that they have reason to believe Naziah is dead. They have enough information, just like the thing with Ashley Elkins. They said they found a substantial amount of blood evidence in the man's bathroom, something that's not a shaving, her leg, she popped a pimple. We leave blood all around our homes. You can scrape your finger. There's blood in lots of places in our homes, microscopic, right? From things that happen. You cut yourself in the kitchen, paper cuts, whatever, right? Um, when they said a substantial amount of blood, um, something happened. So there has to be something in the forensics that they did not share in the preliminary, and the preliminary is like a mini trial. So they didn't bring out everything. They didn't bring out everything. The defense did not present a case. They didn't, this was basically the probable cause hearing of all of the evidence for the judge to make a decision to bind over to trial. And that's what happened. So they have a lot more evidence, murder charges, and declaring someone dead. That is because there's things like insurance policies, which I'm not saying that the Harrises have. I don't know what they have, but there's social security. Um there's benefits involved. You have to close someone out of school, like all of these things. Like you don't just, when someone dies, there's technicalities that need to be handled. And for them to say she was murdered, then they believe that she is dead. So I don't know. Anything could happen, but I think law enforcement. Now, if I'm going to skip above to a couple of her other questions, said, "Do you think she was found?" If they found some remains, I almost feel like they would have said, "We found something and we're sending it to the crime lab." But just like when they found something a few weeks ago that turned out to be a gentleman, that was not her, but you never know. I mean, anything can happen in any day. Like, you know what I mean? Like something could have happened yesterday, something could have happened today, something could have happened last week. We won't know. And they might not want to share until they know, because they know that the public is highly engaged and there's lots of sleuths and bloggers talking about this. So I think they're trying to hold everything very close until they know what they know, what they know. Also, there's another woman, which I'm sure there's plenty more. Um, in every city, there's any number of women who are missing. And, we have Ashley Elkins who's missing and all of those things. So they're looking for, even though she's in a different city, um, there's a lot of there are people who are unaccounted for, right? Um, the forensic evidence makes them believe that she is no longer alive. Absolutely, yeah. Um, they don't come. No, they don't come to that lightly. They have to. There, I'm sure there is a checklist of things that they have to meet. Okay, so she wants to know. People are saying they think Naziah's body was found, and is she still alive? I don't think she's alive. I don't, but it's, again, go to the murder charges. Roxy's new change of heart, turning on Mark D. She says she didn't turn on him. She's just choosing to do some things different. And maybe she didn't like the look of last Sunday. Maybe she didn't like that she has plans of things that she wants to do. And maybe she feels like the overall branding, like it wasn't on brand. Now, shouts out to everybody on Facebook. I see some people checking in: Felicia, Beverly, Tiff, Miss Baby, and Indira. How's everybody doing? Hey, Facebook. Um, she wants to help teens. She wants to help people. Maybe she felt like she saw things going in a different direction, and I don't know. I don't I don't know that she turned on him. I think she's just, sometimes you realize maybe they weren't friends. Maybe they had a partnership. He was helping the family. And then when it comes down to it, now that there's less work to do, the story has been told to a certain degree. Maybe there's just nothing left to talk about. And it's just kind of like, you know what? Let me see if I can be a bridge builder. Because that is her blood. I mean, like it or not, and Mark seems like a nice guy. The Harrises are her family. So maybe that could be something that she's trying to do. And I don't know if it's going to include 7 Mile in the mix. I don't think Mark did anything wrong. Honestly, I don't. But she feels like she got to do what she got to do. They still have not identified the body they found. Said it was of small stature. Well, Naziyah was like 110, 120 pounds. That's not super small. And she may have been like 5'4". I mean, she was 13, 14. These kids, 13, 14, some of them are tall. So I don't know how tall she was, how small she was. Uh they may know look at let's put it this way. Naziyah is not an unknown teen. She's been to the doctor. I'm sure they have a toothbrush and hair combs. They've gotten DNA from her. DNA tests don't take 3 weeks, 3 and 4 weeks in a month. So they may have already ruled her out. So if just because they haven't identified it yet doesn't mean that the forensics aren't back. They might be a throwaway teen. It might be somebody from Kansas City. It could be somebody from a whole nother state that got trafficked. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Just because they haven't identified them doesn't mean that they don't have forensics back. It could just mean that they just don't know who the kid is. Um, because oftentimes some of these people, these degenerates, will drive to a city just to throw off the trail. They'll just bring this kid or this woman, this person somewhere where they don't belong, and then there's no ID, the body is nude, and you know what I mean. Roxy is keeping their separation cute. Yeah, because I feel like, and this is entering the realm of gossip. I feel like I heard Roxy say something that people were saying things like there could be a relationship, and I don't know if she's married. I don't know what she has going on personally, but this was like a partnership in terms of this guy having a podcast and giving a platform to her to speak her piece to the city about what's going on in their city and about her family. And people always want to make men and women into something, right? Um and maybe it made her start to make her feel uncomfortable. Maybe that was something that just needed to happen. I mean, the heavy lift has been done. Jarvis has been arrested. He has been charged with murder. The police said don't bother looking. um we don't know what he's done. um there's there's a reason he may have told them. I mean, we don't know this, but we don't know what we don't know. Guys, don't forget that there's a link up top if you want to call in. Okay, let's go to the next one. So her separation with Mark, I don't think she turned on Mark. I think she needed to just get a hold of this situation because people are saying things. And if she has a man and he doesn't like hearing that type of dialogue regarding her, and if the heavy lift work, I mean, look, at the end of the day, if the job, and I said this yesterday, if the job was to get the awareness, they got the awareness. People all over the world are talking about this, okay? And to some people's dismay, let's just, if you listen to 7 Mile Radio, there are people that call, well, they're not even from here. They just started watching this last week. I mean, okay, some people like, okay, that happens, but at the end of the day, awareness wanted to be spread. You can't control the awareness, right? People are going to find out. Um, and also, when this hit the news and every single news channel covered it, and if you're a true crimer, it's going to show up in your feed. If you know what I mean? It showed up in my feed. So when it starts to show up in your feed, you all of a sudden are kind of like, okay, well, what's this about? And it was interesting. So you have all kinds of stuff showing up in your feed. Awareness was what was wanted, and awareness is what was got. So I know that us out of towners make people feel a little uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, um, That's what it is. People are concerned and people want to offer their support, and you never know what information could be gathered from someone who may not be like local. Okay, even if it's just some ideas, right? But it seems like everything is covered. Okay, so Erica said, I believe Shannon and Annette are withholding information. Why did Annette wait until the next day to report a minor a minor grandchild missing? Because she's lazy. And this probably isn't the first time Naziyah didn't come home. And it probably wasn't because she ran away. It might have been because they knew she was over there to Jarvis's. Um, if they were not worried, to me, either you are grossly negligent and you don't give a fuck, or this is not the first time this has happened. And maybe it was okay. Why did she go to the school instead of to the police? Because she wanted to slow walk it. Because let's just say she did know that Jarvis was up to some mess with trying to use a home remedy and it wasn't going well. And she wanted to slow drag it to the school and make it seem like she just didn't come home versus I'm concerned. There's been some weird stuff going on. She's been hanging with a pedophile. They missed that part. Why did she go to the school instead of the police? Because she's not smart. And she didn't care about Naziyah being found quickly. Something doesn't seem right. Did she delay the report because they were involved in hiding her? I honestly think so. Yeah, I think so. That they know a little bit more than what they're letting on. I also want to know more about the clothes. So they said something about her wearing blue sneakers because I've had people on Facebook because I posted that short of her with the sneakers, but they said she had on black, white, and blue. But what was found was red, blue, and black. Make that make sense, right? She wasn't last seen in the pink jumpsuit or hoodie. I wonder if she changed at some point. Did someone in the family place those clothes at that specific location to make it seem like she was there? I don't know because his phone pinged there for 2 hours. What was he doing for 2 hours? What was he doing for 2 hours? And wasn't there some DNA found in the sink at the Park Crest Motel? I need to go back and listen to that testimony. But wasn't there some they switched her clothes? Um, we may never truly know, but these are the questions that that have been circling around. Where is her backpack? Did she have a backpack, y'all? Where was her backpack? Was her backpack ever found? One of the first things Madeline Soto, when went missing, one of the first things they found was her school computer was pinging on the property in a dumpster in her backpack. That's how they knew immediately that Stefan Starnes was lying because he said, "Oh, yeah, I dropped her off at school. She was getting some out of her backpack." Meanwhile, the minute that they called the police and the police get the GPS because her backpack was still hitting Wi Fi because she wasn't far from the house and she was connected to the apartment complex or her apartment Wi Fi, they found her backpack and they knew he was lying. So that's why they were canvassing the apartment complex so hard and the neighborhood because they knew she couldn't have gone further from like they knew that basically his story was a lie. They knew he was lying almost immediately. When they went to the office, there were a couple things. I think they saw video of him throwing the backpack in the dumpster. This is Stefan Starnes. And then also it was the GPS, it was the pinging on the computer. Now her backpack has still not been found. Okay. That's what I was like. Every kid carries a backpack. So where was her school bag? Um Okay, I see what you're saying. Rugrats are cartoon characters and she had a cartoon character coat. Um, what the fuck is the backpack? Her knapsack and Rugrats are characters. So it was a design. Just Google it, Rugrats. But there and Google Rugrats coat. I'm quite sure you'll come up with something. Um, but yeah, Rugrats are characters, and that was what was on her coat. Let's go back here. Okay, obsessed with the mess. We answered those two questions. Was that everything for Erica? Okay. Someone said, I think she flew into a fit of rage and did it. So she, maybe Shannon. Right now, you guys are saying 58% she knows everything. Jarvis seems like the type of guy that would involve someone that he would tell them what happened so that they can go down with him as being a accomplice, even if it's an accomplice after the fact, because she should know that if she knows any information that she needs to be coming forward and should have came forward by now. So he's going to loop you in because you're a big dummy, and Shannon, you know what, we already know Shannon's she loves him, or thinks she does, and she's angry. um, she flew into a fit of rage. I can believe that because he had so many women. I think that it's quite possible for her to take out her aggression on Naziyah, no problem. Almost like like Cinderella. You guys remember the story about Cinderella and her father died, and she ended up living with the stepmother and those two fucking bitch sisters, the two stepsisters, and they treated her like shit. Her mom was dead, her father died, and the father left Cinderella the house, but the evil stepmother basically took the house like it was hers. Meanwhile, they treated her like shit and garbage. So it's quite possible maybe Kenyatta was a favored child, and they just treated her like crap and didn't like her, and they just figured, okay, well, that's just Kenyatta's daughter, she's gone, she's on this, she's on that, and they just kind of treated her like the helping with all those babies, feeding them, keeping them company. You don't think Annette, it went how many times did Annette say she was out with Shannon doing errands, or out with Shannon doing, they got 50, 11 kids in that house. Who do you think was watching those kids? Now it's Janaya watching all the kids, but I'm sure Naziyah was watching all the kids. They're all stuck with their stories now. Yeah, I know what the Rugrats are. I'm saying, where is it? And the backpack, we don't know. It's down the river. It might be down that river. Um, I think Shannon did it, and oh, okay. I was like, what happened to the visual? Okay. Because I think they also have something like, it doesn't seem like Kenyatta's talking to her mom and them. So maybe obviously there's got to be some sort of an issue with Kenyatta, or Kenyatta, however you say her name. There's got to be some issue because I don't know. I think for rage. I believe they helped. It's hard to watch though. That little girl meant so little to them. They are people and still say things like, hold on, she tried to be grown, and this is what she gets. The entire case is sick. Um, my opinion is she only modeled them grown people who were in that house. And if you treated her like she was grown, watching your babies, and you sent her to a grown man's shop to do grown woman things at 13 years old, rather than be at home, do her homework, mind her business, not hang out with a man that is not her uncle. I mean, when Shannon said on the stand, what was the relationship with her and with Naziyah and Jarvis? And she said it should not have been anything but a niece and a uncle. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, you're not married to that man. How is he your uncle? He's the father of her cousins. But giving somebody husband privileges, that's where it goes to the pick me. You're a fucking pick me because that man is not acting like a husband. He's not your husband. He's sleeping with everybody. You're giving him husband benefits by making him uncle over your niece. He's not her uncle. He's barely a boyfriend. He's your baby's father who is a pedophile. Why would you give him that benefit of being able to be a uncle? He's not an uncle. He's barely a boyfriend. He's just your kid's father. That's it. That's all. He's sleeping with multitude of women around town. What the fuck is she stupid? Shannon is stupid. I believe they were in it for the money. Annette was getting mucho dinero, even if it wasn't mucho dinero by our good job, our good black job standard. um this woman had enough money to be able to have her little section 8 house, have food in her refrigerator, have her lights on, and have a couple of coins to go run over to Dollar General or whatever she was doing. You know what I'm saying? There are some people who are happy with just getting by and is not looking like she was living in the lap of luxury, but ma'am didn't have to work. And her work was keeping up after these damn kids. She was running a group home. I said that. Annette's group home. She fucked up raising her kids and created a situation where her kids got her raising their kids. And now cuz she's older, she's trying to pass for mature grandmother when she's still just as much of it for the streets as she was when she was young, and training up her daughters to be the exact same way. Okay? I can believe it. Uh she's desperate. Yeah. She was desperate. Jarvis didn't want her. Jarvis had women up and down the street. Okay? Jarvis had women on this block, on that block, 2 blocks down, one city over, and damn it, at the club. And everybody was coming up to the shop. Girl, they didn't just lock the fridge. You know, Samsungs have locks where you can put in a code, or you have to do your, thumb, and the refrigerator will open, but you still have access to like juice and whatever. They have like a quick cabinet for the kids, but for the most, look, people with locks on their refrigerator, that's their business. Ma'am had damn bicycle chains. She had chains and steel locks. That's a little overdoing it. Why in the world? Like, what did you have in there? Lobster and prime rib? Like, what was going on? Unless Annette had so many people going through her house, people were stealing meat out of her refrigerator. I mean, they just might be ghetto like that, where anybody coming over is stealing a pack of meat or running off with the milk. I mean, damn it. If you can't keep food in your house because people are running out the door, or somebody that made some rice and some hamburgers and it's a problem, I mean, are we surprised? Annette just seems to be that type. And nobody cooking without her. Get some chips. That kitchen didn't. Okay. Um. Oh, someone said I looked rested. Thank you. I did. I got plenty of rest. Annette and Shannon may not have done it themselves, but I think they both know something. I think they definitely know something. Jarvis is being accused of murder. Little do we know, Shannon is the murderer. This is coming from Lynette. Um, Jarvis is being accused of murder. Little do we know, Shannon is the murderer. She murdered Naziyah, and that's the reason why the sisters are whispering amongst each other. Everybody is protecting Shannon, and until the court trial starts, Jarvis is going to turn on her ass too, because he would not have murdered his own baby I don't know. Um, I don't know why people assume that, but I do not think he would want her murdered. I don't think he may not want to have wanted to kill her, but he's too stupid to realize, just like somebody couldn't spell auto with a U, they spelled it with a W. Some people, just like Judge Sabri said, she didn't know if he was cognitively impaired, meaning slow. Um, he might not have realized that antifreeze was going to kill somebody, especially a young lady. If it's going to take out a 6 foot, 300-pound grown man, it's definitely going to take out a young lady who is maybe 5'4" and 110, 120 pounds. Jarvis is going to turn on her ass. I don't know why people assume that, but I do not think he would want to murder her. I only reason why I'm saying, and this is what the prosecutor's story is that because of his past and with because of his sex offender status, um, him having a baby with Naziyah would have been obvious proof that he's violating his sex offender status and would have been another felony anyway. Um, Men kill babies and women and babies all the time. I don't know if you guys just look up Ray Caruth. Ray Caruth was a Carolina Panther about 20, 25 years ago. Um, he killed a girl named Sharika Adams. He hired two goons to shoot into a car to get rid of a baby that he did not want because he had just came from California and signed a big contract with the Carolina Panthers, and he put a hit out on her and killed her, and it was like the biggest thing. It was a huge trial here in my city, and it was so sad, and they tried to drag her because she was a stripper and tried to make her seem absolutely worthless and for the streets and all kinds of stuff like that, but she was in love with this dude, and he never even told her he didn't want the kid. And she ended up on life support. She succumbed to her injuries, but they were able to keep her alive long enough to deliver the baby. And he still lives today. He's got cerebral palsy. He looks just like Ray Caruth. And his name is Chancellor Adams. So there's plenty, and that's just one story, but there are plenty of men who kill women whom they don't want to have their baby. It happens every day. There are statistics on femicide while pregnant that will knock your socks off. Okay. So it happens. It happens more than you want to know. Um, Jarvis is being accused of murder. Okay. When let's see what this one says. When Zaya, this is what the comment says, so don't come for me. I know her name is Naziyah. When maybe she meant to say when Naziyah came up missing on the 9th, Shannon did not show no concern. The first place I would have went was at the shop and would have stayed there until Naziyah showed up because there's no other place. Naziyah would have went but to the shop. That is a phone call was fake. Yeah, I mean, allegedly, they didn't know she was at the shop, but I found it more strange that she called Jarvis because Jarvis doesn't give a fuck about you. Jarvis is slaying 5 other women every other day. Why are you calling Jarvis about not his kid, not his niece? For what? And then he doesn't even you didn't even talk to him for like another 2 days about it. He wasn't even concerned. He wasn't even checking in because he was busy disposing of the body. So that could have been a cover up call, or it just could have been she didn't know what was going on. That's possible to have stealing food out of your house. There are people who are bold like that. Oh, let me go over to my mama's house and get some ribs. I mean, she got a bunch of kids and you never know. And they're like, well, she keeps stamps. Let's go in her deep freezer and go get a pack of hamburgers. So Annette decided to lock it up. Um, Naziyah would have not to, but that being said, I still do think that it was to keep the kids out. So, that being said, she probably wanted to keep people out the deep freezer, but she also had 2 quite large daughters, and maybe she didn't want them making steaks for breakfast, especially when they don't work. Shanna is the murderer. They are protecting her now. The courts won't want Jarvis out of here, so they are making everybody testify against him. Yeah, because at the end of the day, he's still going to jail. Let me tell you this. When Jarvis was in the interrogation room and he admitted to sexting with her, that he admitted to trading pictures with her, girl, that's about 15, 20 years, every single one of those charges. Jarvis is going to prison, period. So whether he gets the murder, I don't know. Whether the jury is willing to accept circumstantial evidence for a murder charge based on the CSAM, the child sexually explicit material, based on the inappropriate relationship, based on the photos, the pictures, what they know about the sexual relationship that was happening, he's done on that. Also the relationships that he had with the 2 other people, don't forget he's got 2 other cases. There's Whether there's a body or not, Jarvis is probably not ever getting out of jail again, and that's just my opinion. He's going from jail to the prison, and he won't be getting out for a very long time. He just won't. Guess she thought she would be queen bee because she had the most kids by him. Some people feel special when all like, "Ooh, girl, I," you know what I mean? Like, all my kids by him. Girl, nobody cares. On top of that, yeah, girl, she's slow. Shannon lied and said she talked to Naziyah's friends. Girl, none of those friends said anything. On 7 Mile Podcast, she said her friends said she was running away and was happy. Girl, lies, okay? She then said Naziyah's friends said she just wanted some dick. Can you believe that? How disgusting. Um, no. Even if she said she was running away, that doesn't, how many kids are not happy at home and say they're running away and go right home to bed? How many kids that are 13 say silly things that mean something today and nothing tomorrow? And what child is going to run away and not take her favorite things? So I'm sure the officers said, "Well, what's her favorite thing? What's her favorite sweater? What's her favorite plush toy? What's her favorite, what's her this? What's her that? What's missing from her room that she wouldn't be able to live without, that she would take with her?" If there's no evidence that she took her little prized possessions, or if she had money, anything like that, that's kids, even someone being emotional at the moment would still pack their money, take their little favorite this, take their little necessities in a bag. Ain't nobody just leaving, walking out the door. For what? Unless you threw them out the door. They say he's got about 20 some kids. They're saying he has about 30 kids. He's a lot. I don't see her taking the I don't see her taking the murder for Shannon. He probably trying to do a deal with the prosecutor. Well, a deal with the prosecutor would involve tell us what the hell happened and tell us where to go find her. And until if your information checks out, then we'll move forward. If your information doesn't check out, then your ass is going to be sitting in that box. Okay? I saw somewhere else that he has 22. I could believe it. Okay. Hold on. Is this Oh, okay. Was that it for that question? Let me see if there's any more.
Hey guys.
All right, this is where you guys left some questions. I believe they helped. It's hard to watch the Okay, we read that one already. I think she flew into a fit of rage. I believe she helped. Um okay, I guess that's it, y'all. I know we have other comments on other videos. I can go back to those, but we've already been like an hour and 22. I'll look through some of the other videos and we could do this again tomorrow. Um, I just wanted to so tomorrow I am going to put it up and there'll be a chat. I'll be in the chat, but I wanted to re-listen. If you guys have not, I'm sure somebody in the audience right now has not listened to the closing statements with the prosecution and the defense. And basically, if you haven't watched it, the prosecution give the whole entire timeline. They talk about the different residences, they name most of the women. Even leading up to that, the final testimony after she finished reading the text messages, Detective Jones, I mean, she pretty much named all of the women that he was dealing with, which I think there was like about 6 of them altogether. Shannon had no room, 7 if you include Naziyah, and I guess 8 with his daughter. I mean, it's pretty sick. We don't know how many of the so of the adults, I think there were 8. Was it 8 or 6? Girl, a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, okay, so we'll save this one for last. Did you hear that's supposed to be the okay, I heard some of it and I was listening to it, but I'm going to be honest. I heard the audio. I listened to probably about a minute or so. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know who I was listening to. I could not see anything. I don't know where it came from. And I don't like getting stuff in my head that I don't know. It could have been Boo Boo or Bebe who recorded that video. There are plenty of people out here with the shits right now. If that's Jarvis's brother, good. Um, Sergeant Jones needs to go over there and talk to his ass, swear him in, get the testimony, and we'll see him on March 7th. Okay, if you know all that, you need to take your ass downtown to DPD headquarters. And based on the fact that this thing is going around, if they're able to verify that that is one of Jarvis's brothers, they need to go pick his ass up. They need to pick his ass up and find out what he knows. Telling it on TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube is stupid. There is a baby out there that needs to be found. So why he's telling the internet, I do not know. He needs to be picked up and he needs to be questioned and find out what the hell's really going on. If that's really a Butts, if that's someone from the Butts clan, then the Butts people need to be talking to the police, not the internet. Because this is not a game. This is not just some drama his brother is wrapped up in. There is a young woman who was done very dirty by a lot of people, and she needs to be laid to rest. And if in fact what happened, what are you doing? Yeah, Jarvis, did you no questions on her car damage. Was everyone scared of him? Probably. Probably. He sounded like a complete fool. He sounded like, what he reminded me of? Remember DJ from Hustle and Flow? Sing that shit. You gonna go and you gonna go in that store and you gonna get me one of them microphones, okay? You gonna go and you gonna do what I told you to do, okay? Go get that. He probably talked to you sweet until he's about to smack you, okay? DJ. He might have been sweet to Naziyah, and I hope that he was never really abusive to her, but he was abusive to her no matter what because he was abusing this fictitious ass uncle niece relationship that he was trying to leverage for as an excuse of why he was around her the way he was when he had no business to be around her because sir, you're not married to her aunt. You're a bum. You're getting uncle benefits, but you're not even a husband. How are you? You know what I'm saying? I'm very much against giving out inappropriate titles. If your man is your boyfriend and you feel some type of way about him being your boyfriend, sorry, sis, make him promote you to something else. And if he is not promotable, if he's not husband material, you need to stop giving him wife benefits. Hello? Wife benefits is 5 babies. Shannon is a complete fool. Period. Shannon, if you're watching, baby, you're dumb. Dumb and stupid. Nobody is going to have anything to do with her but another bum. You see who her sister dates. Now, I don't have anything against Mr. DeAndre, the boyfriend, but I can't imagine that he's in love with Marquita like that. I think it might be convenient. She might be easy. He might not have to do much. Breathe and bring home some coins. Paying bills is not pay, you know what I'm saying? Like, can we normalize that paying bills doesn't mean that you're an excellent boyfriend? Come on now. Grown men need to pay for where they live. So paying bills is not like, "Oh, he's so awesome." That's not, girl, that is not fabulous. That's what you're supposed to do. When you're grown, you pay for where you live and you pay for where you rest your head, right? That's not, girl, roommates. Hello? And when he's screwing your sister too, that's disgusting. That's about minimum. And he's getting sex? Girl, stop it. Sex is a privilege. Sex is like, that's a privilege. You're calling a podcast to come sit in my house to talk about my sister? Sir, pack. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that's not the right thing to do, but it's weird. It's a very toxic situation. And most men, to me, would like just leave. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, clearly, I don't have any control over this situation. Clearly, your sister means more to you than me. So, it's been nice knowing you, and I'm out of here. He doesn't have any babies up in there. I don't know. Some people might feel differently about it. I just think that it's obvious it's time to go because ma'am didn't have any problem saying, "This my house. This my house." What? This is my house. Well, I live here too. Okay, you live here, but this is my house. And people were in the comments talking about, "Oh, he's on the lease." Who saw the lease? Did she post the lease somewhere? Just because you put someone as a permanent as someone who lives there doesn't mean that your name is on the lease. That might mean that you live there. You live there with this person, but the property is leased to Joe Blow, and Joe Blow has two other adults living with him who are not on the lease, but they've been background checked. They live there with him, but the lease responsibility lays on one person, not three people. Yes, he does look like he's be messing with some girl. He was, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, what else? Did everybody hit the like button? I don't know. I haven't checked. I hope I'm not going to be unpleasantly surprised. I hope everybody hit the like button for 579. I feel like we had more than that up in here, but I hope that y'all all hit the like button on your way in because likes do matter. I hope that you subscribed. If you're over on Facebook, hit those likes and thumbs up for me. Share me out if you don't mind. Sharing is caring. I got my numbers from last month. You guys shared a lot. I can't tell you specifically what y'all were sharing, but y'all shared a lot and I appreciate it. So that was beautiful. So share me out. Only 287, really? Okay. Leaseholder and an occupant are two different. Thank you, Kimmy. Thank you. See, your girl does know a little bit about what she's. I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not a landlord, but I do know that you can have an occupant. Thank you, ma'am. You can have occupants on your lease that are not carrying the burden of the lease. Okay. And Mr. DeAndre, aka boyfriend, is giving occupant, okay, not leaseholder, right? Okay, let's talk about the poll real quick, guys. You guys, I'm just ending the poll right now. You guys, baby, it says it all. You guys feel that Shannon knows everything. 58% of you say she knows everything, but 402 of you voted. 7% says that he was in cahoots with Cordell. I could believe that. He acted alone. I don't know. I don't know his movements well enough to know if he acted alone. He seems to have a lot of women and doing lots of different things for him. So I don't believe that he gives doing anything alone. He doesn't work alone. He's got all types of women to do things for him. So I don't see him doing anything alone per se, right? Also, he's institutionalized. He's been in prison for a long time. He's a bum. He's a bum. Okay. Did he do it alone? I don't think so. He seems like the type that always needed help with his homework. And no. Mm-mm. And being at the shop was a way for him to have man time with Cordell. They say his boo thing, Cordell. I don't know if Cordell was his boo thing or not, but it was his way of having man time and some distance between this lifestyle he created revolving around all of these women's. Okay. So 10% say he acted alone. I don't think he's able to do anything alone. He doesn't give me that. Um, He's too social too. Not to mention he's calling everybody to try to cover his tracks. He's stupid. Um, Shannon and Annette, he worked with Shannon and Annette. That's definitely a possibility. And 58% you guys say Shannon knows everything. Interesting, right? Let me screenshot it. Let me get that screenshot. Okay. Okay. I hope you guys did you guys have fun tonight? Did I miss anybody's questions? If anybody has something I did not answer, can you run it through? And you can also still hit the link. It's not too late. Um, Stop sharing screen. It's not too late. So if anybody wants to hit the link, you can. That will get you directly to me. You do not have to show your face. Okay. Cordell definitely knows what Jarvis was doing. He knows. I think birds of a feather flock together. Cordell was in the shits too. That's why Cordell's back in jail. Okay. Let me take a sip of my water. That's why Cordell's back in jail. Um, if we thought Shannon did it. Okay, I'll put that up. I will put that on my main page. Okay. And you guys can vote on that overnight. Who did it? Okay. Who did it? Jarvis? Shannon? Shannon and Jarvis? Or all the guilty looking ones. Okay, I'll do that. As soon as I end this up, we will do it and you come back and vote. Okay. Okay. King never said why Jarvis picked her up and she wasn't there to clean. So why he pick her up? So they were texting. They were texting and she said she was coming to the shop. Jarvis and Cordell were out going to the auto zone. They're out on the street and here comes Naziyah walking down the street. And he's like, ooh, there goes my niece. So maybe he was just running a play because typically Janiyah comes with Naziyah, right? Allegedly they said, well, when you see one, you see the other one. So both of them would typically be there. So she wasn't cleaning, she was just hanging out. Um Some you know what I mean? Like I don't he probably knew that was one of his little boo things. Yes, that's his niece. She calls him niece, but that's not his niece. Just the fact that he lied to his sister and said that's Cordell's niece, that's a problem. Um, they had her in Ypsilanti. That wasn't necessarily a problem, but why wouldn't you call the grandmother? Why would, hey Annette, I just want you to know, I'm doing Jarvis's voice. Annette, I just want you to know, uh, I got Naziyah with me. I'll get her home by dinner time. Like you never checked with the guardian. You never check with the with your baby mama and say I got the baby over I got Naziyah over here. You just helping yourself because you know you can. They let him help himself to whatever they want to over there. They need to ask the kids in that house what happened. Absolutely. They're probably terrified. They've probably already brainwashed them. I just this is what I wonder. Didn't they say that there hasn't even been like a memorial or any type of anything? I mean, I don't know if these people go to church or not, but how do these kids all of a sudden Naziyah never came home and y'all are not having some sort of memorial service or something with a picture, having a prayer vigil, even if y'all are not looking. Can we get the church to say amen on a Sunday and everybody wear a color and do some focused intercessory prayer um for my granddaughter who has not been home? Like, did that even happen? You know what I'm saying? Did they have Naziyah Day at school? Did they give every kid a flyer at the school, tell them to put it in their backpack and hand it to their mom or dad and say, "This little girl is missing from our class"? Did anybody do that? That's easy work. That's easy. Hand out a flyer to everybody at the church. Give everybody two and say, "Give one to somebody else." How hard is that? That doesn't require any going out the house. That's you know what I'm saying? Mhm. Yes, ma'am. It is a problem taking her to Ypsilanti, even if it was on some innocent stuff at that church. Um, yeah, I don't know if it was definitely kidnapping, but yeah, I mean, that could be some kidnapping because you had no rights to be with her. So taking her, we don't know that necessarily it was against her will, but you did not have permission from the parents or guardians to have her in your custody. So yeah, that could look. Let's just say this: at the point where, let's just say the murder happened, they would have to. So, like he was saying, if you watch we're gonna watch the preliminary in the morning, and then we'll talk about it at lunchtime. Okay, I'm gonna run it but when they talk about without an overt act, so it's possible because they don't have an overt act to say at a certain point it became against her will, right? If you don't have an overt act, then the escalation, obviously, the end result was murder, according to the prosecutors, but without any evidence of an overt act, they can't really say that she was kidnapped or something like that because they don't know how it happened. Um, maybe I need to go back and look at his charges, but if they have improper disposal of a corpse and things of that, um, just like DeAndre Booker, Ashley Elkins, uh, the person accused of Ashley Elkins' murder, I think they gave him uh I'll just double check, but I think that's a charge that they gave him because they have reason to believe that that's what he did. That's why they're looking at the landfill because people were like, "Well, should we be looking elsewhere?" And they're like, "No, no. We think that, they have reason to believe that wherever he put her was either at the dump or something that would have been dumped in the dump." But it's possible he used 7 Mile and Berg as a place to do his work and disposed of her somewhere else. But there was a reason they were looking in a pond, remember? There was a pond like further up that they were looking in. According to the SO website, most have done the same thing about 3 times. They don't change, just wait for their next victim. Also, just because someone only has one charge doesn't mean that they've never done it, right? They just haven't been caught. The thought Roxy had a memorial event with Kenyatta and a big frame picture. They had a purple shirt. I did see that. That's what Roxy and but I was talking specifically about Annette, but they did have Naziyah Harris Day. I think either they did that on her birthday. They had that same banner on January 9th, the day she went missing in front of the courthouse. But I think at a certain point, maybe on her birthday, um, Naziyah was probably Naziyah was a Virgo. She was a baby Virgo. Naziyah was smart. When you hear some of her text messages and she said, "It's not fair that you can have all of me, but I can't have all of you," I was just like, that touched my heart so bad. That she knew she deserved better and she knew she deserved to have, even at 13, she knew she deserved to have someone for herself, that was in her. Um, but she was being raised in a house of pygmies. What could she do? She was being raised in pygmy land and with some evil ass women who are not women. Mm. I saw some stuff about that. I saw her videos. I don't like at this point in the trial or in the phase leading up to trial and all of those things, I like to try to stay as close to the facts as possible. I don't even typically like to go on too much gossip, even though tonight we didn't do gossip, we did speculation. We speculated. Now, as far as Jarvis's brother's concerned, I don't even know that was his brother. Me personally, take your ass to the police department. Stop coming on the internet with this bullshit because you're not bringing justice to Naziyah. That is not justice for Naziyah being on the internet talking that story. You need to take your ass to Detroit Police Department. I'm ready for the trial to see the evidence because since nobody was found, they do have to prove without a reasonable doubt. Absolutely, they do. I just think, look, this is some more reasonable doubt. Why lie? Why did you tell the OIC Jones that you hadn't seen Naziyah since the 7th? He sat up there and was like, "Yeah, I haven't seen her in 2 days. I didn't see her. I saw her like 2 days before she went missing." Oh, but your sister said, your coworker said, them ladies in Ypsilanti said, like, just the lies. You know what I'm saying? Like the lies about you being the last person to see her. It's very convenient for you to drag this young girl and try to make it seem like she's a runaway when you did away with her. So you're going to drag her memory and make her seem like the girl she was not, because she was if she why did she run away that day? Why didn't she run away 2 days before? Why'd she run away why would she run away to your shop? That doesn't make sense. He's stupid, y'all. Jarvis is not smart. So he can keep with that story if he wants to. It's going to fall apart. Yeah. That's that stupid shit. Um She had a right to tell him no. Like he wasn't supposed to be dealing with her like that anyway. He was trying to, you know what? Look, I know we don't want to talk about it because this is a very taboo situation, but Jarvis might have been sprung on Naziyah. Let's just be real about it. He was sprung on her and she had a mind of her own. She was a baby Virgo, and she was giving him a little bit of a run for his money. And he couldn't handle it. He wants to use player tactics like, "Oh yeah, I'm used to you telling me no." He knew she felt a way about him, and he felt a way about her too. And we know what that means. I just wonder, do they have footage of him coming out the room? Because when that girl, remember the girl went missing, Natalie in Aruba, the girl who went with Urine Vandersloot. She was on spring break in Aruba. She went into a room and he came out with a suitcase. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, girl, this is nothing new. These people these days are on some new stuff. I don't even want to talk too much about it. I want to seem crass about it, but like I said, you go in and then you come out in a suit. Like, well, look what the guy did to Sade Robinson up there in Ohio. That guy Maxwell Anderson. Okay? Maxwell is a creep. He scattered her all over the city. There are some people right now who should make dating seem very scary. Okay? Natalie Holloway. You see how Urine did Natalie Holloway, right? Maxwell Anderson. These guys are on some new shit. And women too. There's women out here doing this crazy stuff as well. Yes, in Milwaukee. He's getting ready to start trial soon. Hey Dair, how are you? His trial's starting. He's on my spreadsheet. When is his starting? Let me see. I need to update my spreadsheet, but he was in court recently. But Maxwell is on my spreadsheet. When that trial starts, baby, we gonna be broadcasting live because his that girl Sade's mom is so devastatingly hurt, and just to know what that man did to her daughter, baby, awful. Okay. But Jarvis, some of these guys, especially too, if he's got a fragile ego, even though he comes off like he's something, he might have a man to for a man to be messing with a 13-year-old child, for a man to be messing with his own daughter, for a man to be messing with a 4-year-old, to give them a venereal disease or sexually transmitted disease. This guy is disgusting. There's no redeeming quality about Jarvis. If you are a Jarvis fan out here, you probably don't want to be up on this channel because I'm gonna tell you, a man who would sexually assault a child is vile and disgusting, and a man who would lay with his daughter is even worse. In some places and spaces, what he was doing with Naziyah, you never know, could be acceptable, but here in our country, it is not. It is absolutely not. And he also, with furthermore, what he did was he created a situation where there would be a disloyalty. You never go against family. That man was not family. He wasn't Naziyah's family at all. And he wasn't Shannon's family. He and Shannon had kids together. But he created a situation where the girl is laying down with her aunt's man. That's fucked up. Just like you don't lay with someone's sister or someone's best friend. This guy is trash. Okay. Thank you, hun. Queen, thank you, babe. He's trash. He's absolutely trash and disgusting. And he's someone who would do what he does. It's just, they say with some of these sociopath type people, they graduate to different levels in their predatory ways. So he may have started off with his own family. He may have started off with other people's kids. I mean, he was bold asking people that didn't even live in his house. He's disgusting. And some people just don't want to be caught. And some people don't want to be caught so bad. You guys remember Scott Peterson? He's trying to get out of jail. And they know good and damn well he killed his wife Lacey. Lacey was pregnant with his only child. This would have been their first child. And Lacey Peterson's husband I don't know, they still don't know exactly what he did to her, but she was found floating. And I think he got 2 murder charges because the baby, I think, might have still been attached. There was some umbilical cord or something. Um, I think. I could be wrong, but I think they charged him with 2 because she was almost term before it came out that Jarvis had been with her that day. Shannon and Ned never acted like he could even be a suspect. Okay? But they couldn't, and you see what I'm saying? So by the end of the month, now it's like, "Well, I can't do it." They knew that those Annette knew and Shannon knew that when they turned that iPad over, so some of this is what I wanna know. When so in all of those text messages that were deleted, right? Were all of the text messages deleted at specific times? Like after Naziah would send a note, did she delete a text? Or was there ever a time that even after she went missing, that potentially texts were deleted? Because there were a lot of texts deleted. Did Shannon potentially delete text messages after Naziah went missing? That's what I want to know. Because they retrieved the deleted messages. So, was there anything deleted after she was gone? And if so, who did it? The only reason Cordell did not help him is because he had that ankle monitor. He had to get his ass back home. Absolutely. Um, and track them, call them to make sure they were where they were supposed to be. Okay. Before it came out, Charles, Annette, yes, they never even acted. Okay. The only reason why, okay. Pedos can tell people that will allow nasty stuff like that he did. Yes, there are people who, you know, there's a reason why, you know, there's a reason. I'm sure the men can speak to it better because I'm not a man, but the men know that there are women out here that will do something strange. They will do strange stuff, and for some men, they're with it and some are repulsed by it. But there are some people who will offer you up their friends. They'll offer you to do all kinds of weird shit. And some every man is not down with that. So yeah, they retrieved the deleted messages. I'm just curious, were there any messages that could have potentially, like the time frame of the deleted messages, is there anything to show that Shannon participated in trying to conceal evidence? That's my point. Mentally, she was running circles around him, around all of them. Absolutely. Girl, she's a Virgo. She was very smart. These women need to be studied. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I believe she did when she charged and turned on the tablet before giving it. She knew if anything was deleted after January 9th, Shannon needs to go to jail for sure. Like that would be if I were Sergeant Jones. The minute that I found out that something was deleted after Naziah went missing, sis, you're done. You're on some tampering with evidence. We heard that. I don't know that for sure. I do believe the boyfriend, DeAndre, Mr. Take a half an hour to roll a blunt. Um, when he said that CPS was at the house and Shannon was hiding out from CPS, I believe him. Now, did they take the kids out the house? I don't have anything. I tried to find out. I think you can do a FOIA request. I was looking at something about that on Friday. I mean, it's just not even enough hours in the day because, when you start dealing with a different city and how they do business over different cities and states, so I was trying to how to find out if there is an actual CPS case and if you can find out any information. And I think you can do some sort of a FOIA request, but I don't know what they give you, exactly. But I have to find out. All of them are dumb. Did they not know the text messages are forever? Girl, do you guys remember? I'm sure you guys are from Detroit. If you're from Detroit, I was listening to a radio show where they did like dramatic readings of Kwame Kilpatrick and the girlfriend. Baby, they took me all the way out. I still remember it to this day. He was out of order. He was so far out of order. That was a mess. Uh the incest with his daughters is disgusting, but Jarvis was no family to Naziyah. He was her cousin's father. He was disgusting, and Shannon gave him husband benefits by calling him uncle to Naziyah, and she was not. The Make no mistake, Shannon, he was not married to you. Shannon, he's not your husband, and he's not that girl's uncle. He's a pervert that you allowed into your house to have his way with not your child and your child. She's disgusting. Okay. All right, guys, nobody's calling in. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. This was fun. I feel like we've been here for 2 hours. If you have some questions, if you watch this, you have some questions, drop them down in the comments. We'll do this again tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow at lunch. I'll answer your questions at lunchtime. I'm going to run the closing statements and Judge Sabri in the morning. And so you guys keep your notifications set if you want to be in the chat for that. Otherwise, I'll see you live around lunchtime, somewhere a little bit after 12. Okay. Happy Sunday, guys. Happy Sunday. Um, yeah. Uh, but yeah, we'll keep our eyes out on everything. I'll have that. I'm gonna have it set up so you guys can just hit the notify me button. I'll set it up for like 9 o'clock East Coast. Is that good? So some of the West Coast people can listen as they're getting dressed, and all of the East Coast people should be at work or getting to work. If you do like a 8 or 9 or whatever, you can chat with your friends in the chat, and then we'll talk about it. Watch it, because if you have not really watched that part of the preliminary, I know everyone saw Judge Sabri's um her admonition to Jarvis, but the prosecution lays out a lot of information almost on some, you almost have to stop it every couple of minutes to like, okay, what did he say? Okay, well, this is what happened. He gives the whole timeline. Okay. And Jarvis's lawyer is sitting over there stuttering and trying to make it make sense. And sis, it's just not making sense. He's the last one that saw her in numerous places. And if in fact, which if they're saying that it exists, that there is um video footage of her going into a room and never, and they see him coming out and her never coming out. Come on. I just want to know, when he came out, did he have something? Did he have trash bags? What did he have with him? Michigan is not even common law, so Shannon cannot claim that. He's not, yeah, he's not that girl's uncle. They shouldn't have had nothing more than an uncle. No, that's your baby daddy, sis. That's your baby daddy, and that's okay. Baby daddy, that's fine. But that doesn't make him uncle status. And uncles, let's normalize that there's normal uncles out here. I don't like the fact that uncles are getting a bad name right now, because there's a lot of uncles out here who are top tier. There's a lot of us who have brothers that are awesome, okay? And who are trusted members of our family that we know would never, okay? And have never. These trash box females who want to elevate men who are bums to husband status, therefore call your niece his niece, bitch, please. And he's taking advantage of her, and he's taking advantage of your own child. They're trash. They're trash. Shannon and Annette are disgusting, and Marquita. Marquita, you get some too. All of y'all are gross. They're all disgusting. No, I did not. Is that on? Was he over on 7 Mile? Really? Where was it, hun? Was he over there on Mark DeAndre? 7 Mile Radio? Girl, stop giving these men titles. If you got a man in your life who is not even a good boyfriend, baby, put him in his place. Stop calling him that's my man. Okay? Start calling him your friend, see how he acts, okay? But he might not even be a friend because a friend shouldn't do you like that, right? Stop giving out titles. Ladies, can we normalize in 2025? Don't give out titles to undeserving bums, please. Boyfriend is a title. Just because, girl, he's a screw, okay? He's a screw. If somebody wants to be elevated from the title of screw, let them do better. And if they can't do better, then that's what you are. You don't get to spend the night. You don't get no chicken. I'm not cooking for you. And you don't get to spend the night. You got to leave. Maybe I'm coming to your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Stop giving these guys benefits. Only your man should be at your home overnight. Are you kidding me? Somebody out there could be I spying you as a beautiful woman that they might want to take seriously, but you sitting up there keeping company with a Jarvis, okay? He's a bum. He's a bum. And stop trying to make lemonade. I love lemonade, but baby, don't sit up and make every guy is not a project and every guy does not need to be every guy is not lemonade worthy, okay? And the females too, just to be fair, right? But men I think are easier at making those decisions about where someone is going to be placed in their situations, and they know who's girlfriend material. Men do think about those type of things like girlfriend material, wife material. She's a freak. Okay? Men are very good at deciphering. Women, baby, we want everybody to be Prince Charming, and everybody is not Prince Charming. Some guys are just a screw, okay? Okay? Just a screw, and screws don't spend the night, okay? Screws might not even get to go in the bedroom. You might have to deal with him on the couch, okay? Let me stop cuz it's Sunday night and I'm being out the way. Y'all didn't ask me for advice, so let me just be quiet. Okay? Girl, let me go tend to my business. It's 10 o'clock now too. Oh, it's 11 o'clock, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's getting late over here on the East Coast. You guys have a wonderful evening. Drop some questions down below and we can answer them tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the morning. Bye guys, take care, have a good night.